going down, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cruising with Coleman. It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman. And yes, I did say Cruising with Coleman. I'm calling this new little series or segment or whatever you want to call it that I'm doing Cruising with Coleman, because it's usually what we wind up doing, man, is either taking the Jeep or the RX-7 and cruising. So I figure why not turn it into a vlog situation. I like to vlog anyways, and I like to keep you guys kind of posted on what I got going on. So today, basically, I want to talk about Axialfest and about my Jeep project and about why I am stressing hardcore on everything. But I'm stoked, man. It's just another challenge, and I'm kind of going to use that as an example today for everybody. Man, dude, my street is busy right now. Sorry about all the car noise, you guys. I didn't think it'd be this busy out here, but apparently I was wrong. Watched a car wreck, watched people fight over a parking place. I had to yell at somebody for turning around my driveway, messing my driveway up. It's getting all tore up because people turning around in it. So, don't do it, man. I thought he was gonna do it too. Anyways, I've got, well, like a week and a half or something like that before I need to be at Axialfest, and I have 2 builds to finish, one of which I haven't even started, which is really stressing me out. The other issue is I have my Grand Cherokee project to do, my real Jeep, because that's what I'm going to be driving there in, and it currently does not run. And I have a brand new suspension kit and everything sitting here for it, so I need to get that installed. But at the same time, I also need to get this thing running good, and it's been giving me some issues, throwing some codes and stuff, and as you guys know, I got ripped off. It was a Craigslist lemon, basically. So but that's okay, that's okay. The whole goal of this is to turn it all around. I've been getting some good name suggestions for you guys for this project, so keep dropping them on me. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Just keep dropping them, man. You guys are getting my whatever that's called, my imagination going here. So I'm trying to stay positive. I'm really trying to stay positive, but it's hard. And that's the thing, nothing that's worth doing is ever easy, and so that's why I'm kind of documenting my struggle right now. Basically, I'm having a code 36, and for those of you that don't know, these Jeep Grand Cherokees, they have a well, I'll just show you guys. Get inside here. They have a way that you can read the codes on them. The diagnostic system, that's what I was looking for. Basically what you can do is you can turn the key on and off, right? And when you turn it on, you see it shows you check engine light, and then it goes away. Well, in these old Grand Cherokees, basically you can turn the key on, off, on, off, on, off, and then on one more time. I might have done that one time too many, but either way. Now watch, check engine light goes off, then it comes back on. See, that was once, and then a blank, then 1, 2. Alright, so there's a 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so what that tells me is a code 12 and a code 55. Now, that's not correct. I mean, it is correct, but it's not thorough, because I've recently just disconnected the battery, which that's telling you. Code 12 means the battery's been disconnected recently in so many cycles. And a code 55 isn't really a code, it's just telling you that that's the end of the list of codes. There's nothing else to tell you. So, what it does do, though, is if I started it up, which right now I can't because the belt's off, but if I started it up and drove it, I wouldn't even make it halfway around the block before it would throw me a check engine light, right? And then that check engine light, when I parked it and did that same diagnostics test, it would give me a code 32. And with the code 32, what that tells me is I have a problem with my EGR. It's either a misreading or a voltage drop. I forget what it was, but there's an issue with my EGR in that case. So what I would have to do, man, there's people walking by all over out here. I really wish I lived in the countryside still, like out of town. But what I would have to do at that point is track down what's causing it. Okay, so symptoms, basically what I'm seeing is white smoke coming out the exhaust, which most of you guys would assume right away, just like I did, that that's a blown head gasket. it's not. I already looked into that, and I'm pretty stoked to find out that it's not. But it's scary. So when you start up your Jeep and you rev it and you see white smoke come out, it's scary. Now if you go smell the smoke, it doesn't smell sweet like antifreeze, and it doesn't smell really like oil that much either. A little bit like oil, but not much. It's white, right? And usually oil's not that color. So it started worrying me a little bit. So I pulled the dipstick, and when I pull the dipstick out, I ain't mean! I'm old. I'm grouchy. I'm sorry I yelled at you.
It's okay. I will never turn around and you're going to win again.
She big girl right now. Thank you. Thank you.
You be nice to her.
She started off on the right foot. She'll try to run me over. You guys have a good day. I'll see you later. I just got called out. I yelled at these girls earlier. They pulled up, well, just one of them. She pulled up in the driveway, and I yelled at her for turning around in my driveway. I'll admit it, I'm a grouchy old man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a grouchy old dude. Like, I've been through a lot in life, and it seems like it's gotten to me a little bit over the years. I got a real short temper, like, and it's only with certain things. I don't like inconsiderate actions, okay? Like, when people do things and they're not considerate of the people around them, or they're not considerate of the property around them, or whatever, and people have been ruining my driveway a lot. Like, you see what I'm saying right here? Like, don't. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, she was fitting back into my driveway. And normally what people do is they pull into my neighbor's driveway, or they pull into my driveway, and they turn. And when they turn around, this is what happens. This is from wheels stopping right here, and over and over and over and over again. And yeah, I got an old driveway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's old, but it's my old driveway. And if anyone's gonna bust it up, it needs to be me and my cars and my guests. So I yelled at homegirl. I was kind of an ass, I ain't gonna lie. But you see, I feel guilty already, so I apologize. Like, I may be old and grumpy, but I'm still nice. I'm sorry if she sees this. I'm sorry I yelled at you. So anyways, point is, I got an EGR problem, and this EGR problem isn't from the EGR. I already replaced the EGR, as you can see right here. Boom, brand new. We also got some new lines routed and everything, so it's got, you know, all the vacuum lines should be hooked up properly. We're not 100% sure, but everything I can find is hooked up properly. And the other issue I was having was, obviously, I didn't have a fan shroud. Now I do. I just put this in today, so I'm pretty stoked on that. No more overheating, hopefully, because these will overheat without a fan shroud. It's very important. And then, now at this point, because it's still throwing the code, I had to turn to the symptoms. And the symptoms, if I pull the dipstick, the oil looks fine. There's obviously no coolant in it. There's no oil in my coolant. There's no coolant in my oil. Back. You know what I'm saying. It's not turning all milkshakey on me. There was a bunch of bubbles trapped in the coolant system that was making it overheat as well. I bled the coolant system until I got that out, or burped the coolant system, I should say, until that basically stopped happening. And then, but what's happening is if I pull this dipstick out, it smells like gas. Your dipstick should never smell like gas. Like, maybe if you've got a really high mileage rig and you haven't changed your oil in a long time, then, you know, maybe it'll smell a little bit like gas. But it shouldn't. That's not normal. It's not how it's supposed to be. So I started really checking into it at that point, and I was able to find out that it's one of two things. Either I have a stuck lifter, or a stuck injector somewhere that is dumping excess fuel, right? That's staying open too long and dumping excess fuel, or I have a bad coolant temperature sensor, which is right there. And that coolant temperature sensor basically tells the ECU when this thing gets to operating temp, how to control the air-fuel ratio, right? Or so it can control the air-fuel ratio. Without that sensor, it doesn't read the temperature properly, and therefore the air-fuel ratio is off as this thing's running. And because of that, it floods it out essentially, and it burns way too much fuel, and then it seeps by. You know, you wind up getting fuel mixed with your oil and out your exhaust and all. So that explains why I have my exhaust smells like fuel, like really bad, like it's smoking and smells like fuel, and why I have fuel basically mixed with my oil. And just so you guys know, I did check this. I had the oil changed, and I'm right next to a lube shop, thankfully, and they're friends of mine, so had the oil changed and had them pull a sample for me, and that sample was just packed full of gasoline. So it's one of those two things. It's either a bad sensor or a bad injector. I'm starting with the easiest first. We're gonna change that sensor out hopefully sometime today. I'm just getting it all ready right now. So I made a mistake though. I got all gung-ho on trying to fit this fan shroud back in there, because I figured out a way to do it without having to take the fan and the clutch fan and stuff, everything, all this whole assembly right here off, right? Normally you have to remove the clutch fan in order to get this fan shroud on and off, but I was able to get it on without doing that, so I'm pretty excited. What I'll be doing is disconnecting the battery, which I might as well just do now. Disconnect the battery, and I will be pulling this. I already pulled one bolt from the alternator, so I'll be pulling the alternator so that I can get back there with a regular wrench, because that sensor is in an awkward spot. It's in a very awkward spot, and I can't get a wrench. I can get a wrench on it, but I can't turn the wrench. So once I pull this alternator, I'll be able to turn the wrench. So I've already removed the belt. The belt's all loosened up, and yeah, I just got to finish taking that off. But I went and put this fan shroud back on, and I still need to get to this. So, I mean, it's not that I can't do it. I just made it that much harder for myself. Anyways, that's how my day is going. That's what I'm working on. And I'm trying to get that done so that I can take it at that point to, well, if it works, if this fixes the problem, then I can take it, have the oil changed out again, get all new filters and everything, and then I'm going to take it down to the suspension shop and have the suspension installed that just showed up. So iron rock suspension going in the, I don't know, what are we going to call this thing, man? We got to come up with a good name for it. I'm pretty stoked. I like all the names you guys have been giving me so far, but I'm still not, I feel like I haven't got the one yet. So anyways, that's it, you guys. I just want to pop in and say what's up, let you know what's going on, and yeah, Jeep life, man. Wish me luck on all this stuff. I got a week and a half to do about 3-4 months worth of work, so hopefully it all works out. Anyways, you guys know what it is. Peace of jig grease, fam. I'm gonna see you on the next episode.